Welcome back. Here's an aerial look at the city of Toronto. From above, it's a concrete jungle that officially passed Chicago this year to become the fourth largest city in North America by population. But those skyscrapers are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what makes this city so great. And here to talk about what makes the city so great is Toronto Life editor Sarah Fulford. And out on newsstands right now, the latest issue of Toronto Life magazine, Reasons to Love Toronto Now. So you would know.
That's right. Yes, this is our annual roundup of our enthusiasms of the moment. Stuff we find new, cool, exciting, interesting that we want to tell our readers about.
All right, so let's start with Kathleen Wynne. She's on your list.
Sure. So, love her or hate her, there's no denying she is a very Toronto personality. So she's running the province right now, who knows for how long, and she is very much ours. She came of age politically as an anti-Mike Harris revolutionary. In fact, she was her first effort in politics was as an anti-megacity campaigner. Well, that was a failed effort, right. But she really is one of us, and to have a some might say she's an example of the liberal elite that Ford Nation hates, but love her or hate her, she is a Torontonian, and it's wonderful having someone who is very sympathetic to our needs and interests in Queen's Park.
Just a little anecdote, you know, she's knocked on my door a couple of times when she was campaigning in the years past, so she really does hit the pavement and get out there and greet the people of Toronto, which I find really interesting and neat that now she is the premier of the province. All right, I want to talk about this. Starkitect condo developments. You think that that's another reason to love Toronto? I would think that some people might disagree with you on that.
Well, the accusation many people have had at Toronto during the condo boom is that we build really boring buildings. There's glass box after glass box. They're unoriginal, and what's exciting right now is that we have a collection of really great architects. Lieb Skind, who's done the famous OCAD building at the University of Toronto, has a project coming up at Yonge and Lawrence. We've got David Mirvish is doing a big Frank Gehry project. So we have a lot going on that's, actually it was Alsop who did the OCAD project. It's Lieb Skind who's doing the building down at the Sony Centre. So we have three big name Starkitects who are coming to Toronto right now. Whatever you think, it's not going to be boring. It's going to be really, really interesting.
And talk about the density of the downtown core. That's something else to celebrate.
Right, so that's on our list as well. I think it's tremendously exciting. Just a few years ago, it seems, we were wringing our hands anxiously, saying that businesses were all moving to Mississauga. It was cheaper, you could have more space, and the city was at risk of being denuded, like some big, scary American cities where that's, you know, we've had empty downtown cores.
Yeah, it shuts down after 5 p.m. It becomes a ghost town, some of those cities.
That is the worst possible scenario for Toronto, and exactly the opposite is happening. So we have now a huge amount of density in our downtown core that raises our property values. Some people find that stressful if you're trying to get into the market, but it certainly makes the place much more interesting and lively. In fact, south of Union Station, which is an area we focus on in the piece, is a whole new neighborhood, starting with the TELUS building that came down there, and now that was just a few years ago. If you go down there near the Air Canada Centre, as many of our Leafs fans were until very recently, that is a brand new neighborhood, really, and we have a whole city now of people who wake up in a condo tower, walk 6 blocks, and end up at work. It's kind of terrific.
You're talking about new neighborhoods, but what about revitalized neighborhoods such as Regent Park?
Right. So I think Regent Park is one of the most interesting, exciting projects going on in the city right now. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, you really should go down there. It now has more amenities, appealing facilities than many very popular bidding war rife neighborhoods. So that swimming pool is amazing. It's a destination itself, but it has, you know, the Daniel Spectrum Center has multiple performance spaces. It has soundproof music studios. I think if I was in the property shopping business, if I was looking for a condo, maybe starting my life with a young family, I'd think of buying there simply because the amenities are amazing. And again, it's right downtown. It's a transformative project.
Okay, so we started off with an individual, so I'm going to end with an individual. Chris Hadfield.
Right, so what's not to love? I mean, the man is so multi-talented, it's chilling. He can He can sing.
Yes.
And he is a master communicator. We love the fact that he's from Toronto, but he's become this global face of innovation and making science human.
And he's an astronaut, super bright astronaut as well.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you so much, Sarah Fulford. These are the reasons why we love Toronto. The edition is out from the Toronto Life magazine. It's out on newsstands right now, right?
Yeah.
Reasons to love Toronto now, right?
Yep. Thanks for your interest.
Out on newsstands now. Thank you so much, Sarah. All right, the news at noon will be back in just a couple of minutes.